Tensions between India and Pakistan have heightened after the deadly terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam left 26 people dead. In an alarming escalation, Pakistan's ambassador to Russia, Mohammad Khalid Jamali, has openly threatened nuclear retaliation if India launched a military strike, warning that Islamabad will use the full spectrum of power, both conventional and nuclear. This threat comes even as Pakistan continues to violate the ceasefire along the line of control, with unprovoked firing reported for the 10th consecutive night in key sectors of Jammu and Kashmir. The Indian Army is said to have responded to this provocation in a calibrated and proportionate manner. Meanwhile, New Delhi has launched a full-scale economic offensive. India has completely shut down trade, postal services and port access with Pakistan. Pakistan-flagged vessels are now banned from Indian ports. All imports from Pakistan have been prohibited, and mail and parcel exchanged by land and air have been suspended as well. In a tit-for-tat move, Pakistan also closed its ports to Indian flagged ships and suspended bilateral trade. Amidst these rising tensions, diplomatic efforts are also underway. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov held a phone call with the Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to discuss the worsening situation. Lavrov urged both sides to resolve their differences through political and diplomatic means, citing the Shimla Agreement and Lahore Declaration. Additionally, the Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council has also expressed deep concern over the deteriorating security situation in South Asia, calling for restraint, dialogue and a peaceful resolution to the Kashmir issue in line with UN resolutions. Amidst repeated calls by the global community to de-escalate tensions with Pakistan, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has doubled down on his commitment to take a stern action against the perpetrators of the Pahalgam attack. Ambassador Punchok Stobdan, former diplomat, is joining us live on the broadcast. Ambassador Stobdan, what do you make of the steps that India has taken vis-a-vis Pakistan? Even as, of course, Pakistan continues its jingoistic statements, India has, of course, struck them economically, seizing trade relations with Pakistan, also stopping their ships' access to our ports, apart from the other diplomatic measures taken earlier.
You're right. I think India has taken some punitive steps, as you mentioned, in every aspect, diplomatic, economic, now trade. Earlier, the visa and many other things have been, these are very coordinated diplomatic, economic, political measures. Now, with this, Pakistan feels threatened, talking about the use of nuclear weapon against India. Now, this shows that, they are hollow. They have nothing. I mean, who talks about nuclear weapon? Tell me, which country on the earth is talking about nuclear weapon? I mean, I've never heard a nuclear weapon thing in the during the Cold War. Yes, some literature here and there. Now they have come to this level. To me, I think this language of full spectrum deterrence, it's a nuclear doctrine. It's a spelled out nuclear doctrine, officially, unofficially by Pakistanis. It's essentially aimed at India. It's a posturing. Simply nuclear posturing. It doesn't mean they're about to do it or they can do it. That's a different issue, whether they can do it or not. But this posturing done by a diplomat in Moscow shows that this is again a very calculated thing. Why do they tell do such a thing in Moscow, not in Washington, not in Beijing, elsewhere, but they go to Moscow to say all these things, telling the Russians, please do something to stop the whole thing. They know India-Russia relationship. So they're convinced that Russia can put pressure on India. So it's a very calculated, nervous, they are frustrated kind of steps. I don't think they can, this is irresponsible kind of a thing. This is not the first one to talk about. I think 2-3 guys earlier also they've spoken about, some ministers, some MPs and others been talking about full spectrum deterrence. Now this full spectrum deterrence is I know they can't use it against Afghanistan or Iran specifically, and now they think that this works against India because since 1980s we have not really fought solid war. So it's a deterrence which works. So they're using it, as simple as that.
Yes, and now, of course, as far as Ambassador Sobdan, the latest reactions from the world are concerned, what is to be read into what the GCC Secretary General has said, urging de-escalation. Also, you have the Russian Foreign Minister who's spoken with his Indian counterpart as well on the issue.
Yeah, I mean, they will do, I mean, unless we take the third stage, such language will be used by from various parts of the country. You know, they have some sympathizer, their backers here and there. These are diplomatic languages, but we can do what we want. I mean, we are hit, you know, not the Americans. So I think these are expected lines, but even their best friend China hasn't said beyond what they have said a week ago. So I think they will try to garner more support against India at the global level. So they let it be so. I mean, we can't do anything. Now, as you mentioned, you've talked about a series of measures now. Including preventing the docking of ships and postal services. And today, I believe the Bagliar has been now stopped, and Kishanganga at Jhelum has been reduced. So they will feel the pinch. They will have to respond in some manner. They're not saying anything except talking about nuclear weapons. हम क्या atomic ताकत है? Now this is a catchphrase that every street man also use in Pakistan. If you open some social media, every second guy is talking about nuclear weapon. So they will feel the pinch, the real pinch on the ground in real life. Then I think my expectation is that Munir fellow, General Munir, have to be removed from the power. Maybe it will cool down within Pakistan. I mean, we're never talking about, India has not talked about launching a full-scale war. We said we'll respond. And that response is now showing on the ground that we will choke them. We will not kill them immediately. We will squeeze them. We will make them die of hunger, make them die of, of thirst. So it's a slow death. I think they will feel it. We have been giving it the past 2-3 years. This has been intensified now through other means.
Okay, let me also, in fact, ask you then, Ambassador Sobdan, as far as, of course, now, these measures are concerned, it's obviously a multi-pronged strategy that India has adopted this time to retaliate to Pakistan. Of course, a military offensive is being mulled and will be taken at an appropriate time. That's what sources tell us. The government has given a free hand to the military forces for this. But as far as, of course, this multi-pronged strategy is concerned, what do you make of it?
No, we've just discussed multi-pronged means economic, diplomatic, yes, political, and now within economic, what are the multi-pronged? Trade has been now completely stopped. Anything originating from Pakistan, direct or indirect trade, has stopped. I mean, that means not a single rupee worth goods will come into a country originating from Pakistan. All kind of a formal communication in diplomatic language, this is a stopping of every level of communication now. It's not just, high commissioners not going here and there, but every level of communication, train, postal service, air service. Now, just yesterday, I think we have stopped the, airspace for Pakistani aircraft. Imagine their export to Bangladesh. Why don't you look at the positive aspect of it? Stoppage of the airspace will cost Pakistan heavily, and also to Bangladesh. Pakistanis will have to go all the way down in the Indian Ocean with their cotton yarn to Bangladesh. I think millions of people are going to lose job in Bangladesh. So this is a multi-pronged, all angle. So it's a very interesting. I'm sure people are applying their mind. It will work. I think so. They will have to come down to the ground and kneel, and then will have to beg from international community. They might go to Trump. They might go to Xi Jinping or wherever they want to go. They're already in Moscow, probably telling Putin to do something. So it shows the level of their frustrations.
All right. Appreciate you joining us. Ambassador Sobdan with your perspective on that big story. Moving on now to
you.
more news in